Welcome to another episode of Make My Wardrobe with me.
I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night. I wanna all night. Say it. Since we last kicked, and by the way, just got in town, and I won't let you miss.
So I'm excited to have you guys here. Today I want to make a top. I want this to be part of my wardrobe. And before making this particular decision, I was confused. Like I was caught in a dilemma, asking myself which of these two tops I should make. Like which of them should I make? And once the dilemma got out of hand, once I couldn't make the decision, I decided to put a picture up here on my YouTube community, and I asked you guys to help me pick which of the tops should I make. And this is how you guys voted. A lot of people kept saying I should make the first slide, and I think only few people said I should make the second slide. And then some people kept saying the both of them, the both tops are the same thing. Sorry honey, let me clear that one first. The both tops are not the same. The first slide is a cut attached sleeves. What did I say? The first slide has an attached sleeve. So the first slide you have to create a separate sleeves and attach to the armhole. While the second slide is a cut together sleeves. And because I just realized that the both of them actually have two different concepts or two different process of making them, I'm going to be making the both tops, but I'm going to be making the first one, the first slide today, because it actually won, obviously won. Everybody kept saying do the first slide, do the first slide. But yeah, I'm going to be making the first slide today, and then when I go to the market and I'm able to get a fabric that looks like that second slide, then I make it, okay? Because I only want to make it with something that looks like that, like the fabric that looks like that. And I don't have anyone right now. The one I had, I spoiled it. And not that I spoiled it, it has like this weird stretch that you cannot sew on it. So I told myself I'm just going to be patient, take my time, go to the market, get a fabric that looks exactly like the picture, and then I'll make it. But anyways, too much talk. So the first slide won, and now let's go ahead and make this first slide as part of my wardrobe. I have two fabrics options right now. I'm going to be showing you guys these two fabrics, and I'm just going to be using one of it. Anyways, don't forget to like this video, okay? Let's just move to the cutting table. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to, from this point, I'll come down from here, the top of here, I'll come down by 2 inches before I start marking. Just in case I need to add allowance. I'll do this. So now for this 2 inches, I'll be marking my shoulder measurements, and I'm going to be dividing my shoulder by 2. My shoulder is 16, and then I'll be adding extra 2 inches to that because I want to make this top really, really big, so that not just me can wear it. I'm using 9 inches as my shoulder width. My shoulder is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and plus 2 inches, this is 9. So this is 9. Now from here, I'll come down by 1 inch for the slope. And this is my slope. Now on here, I'll be marking my neck a bit of 2.5. And now I'll connect my neck width to my slope. So that's that for this. From here, I'll be coming down to mark my round armhole divided by 2 plus 2 inches. So my round armhole is 16 divided by 2 gives you 8 plus 2 inches is 10. So I'm just going to be marking 10 down. Because this guy will be, now this 10 inches is still looking very small to me, and I think I'll be increasing it to 11, because I want this to be really open. So with this, I'll connect 11 inches. Now, I'm not going to be marking my bust points, because now my angle now my angle point is longer than my bust point, so I'm going to be using the angle point, which is this line. I'm just going to, on this line, I'll mark my round bust plus 2 inches. So my round bust is 36, 9 plus 2 gives you 11. So I'm even feeling like 11 is too small. I want to make it 12, but let's just work at 11. So I'm just going to mark 11 here. And I'm marking my length, okay, from this point here, this line here, I'll mark the length of the top. So the length of the top for me is going to be around 22. So I'll mark 22. So now on the length, I'll be marking what I marked here, 11, and that's let me just mark 10, to give me one for that, I'll mark 10. So that's that. Now I'm just going to find the middle point of this armhole, so I can create a curve there. Okay, so the middle point of 11 inches, remember I marked 11, so the middle point of 11 inches is 5.5, I'll mark 5.5, right? So 5.5, now this 5.5, I'll create a curve here, no need of doing, we're not doing that, I'll just create a curve here, and then connect it to this point. Oh, it's already connected, so I'll create a curve here. This curve is meant to be shallow. That's my curve. For this pattern here, I'm going to be marking the neck depth for the back by 1 inch, and I'm using this pattern for the front also, but I'll cut out the back on the fabric first. So 1 inch down, connect the 1 inch to the neck width. And this is it. So this is the pattern. I'm just going to cut. I'll be using this pattern as my front pattern. So before I cut my front, I'll be pleating, like I'll be slashing and spreading this. Okay, so let's just cut the back. I'm still feeling like I need to calm down a little bit for the armhole. Right? Let's do that. Because the armhole or the top, or whatever, the armhole is really deep. So I might come down by 1.5 again. And just create another curve. So let's go ahead and cut the back on the fabric, and then we can go ahead and adjust this to come the front, and then cut it on the fabric. Once you have your back pattern, which is what I have here, you go ahead and fold your fabric into two, because we need two sides. And make sure you have a closed edge on this part. Okay, after folding, you have a closed edge on this part. Grab your pattern paper. Place it on the closed edge and pin. Now make sure you have extra allowance on this side. because I just got an inspiration to do something here. Now, instead of using this particular waist or this particular length, I'm going to be creating a flea. So I'm going to be cutting this in a flea manner. So the flea is going to go from here. I don't know. I just got the inspiration. I want to cut really free. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm just going to go ahead and pin it. Very important. Make sure you iron your fabric. Okay, it's going to make your work easy. Iron your fabric. You should have a little bit of allowance here. Let me show what I mean. 4 inches. I'm going to be making use of 3. So from the 3 here, the exactly here, I'll be connecting this to this point. So it's going to go like this. Kind of the flay. So that's what I'm going to be cutting out. So let's go. This is the back. This is what the back is going to look like. Okay, so I really want to show you. We're going to be adjusting this pattern into a front pattern now just by creating the V-neck and then we'll cut. Okay, so let's do that. All I have to do is from here I'll come down by 8 and then I'm just going to create a V-neck. So you can do 8, you can do shorter than 8, right? You can do 6. But I'm doing 8. And I'll connect this to the neck width like this, and that's it for the front. So I'm just going to start from here. Now it's time for us to slash and spread. So we're going to be slashing and spreading from the shoulder. And I'm just going to be marking, let me see, 1.5 inch apart. Or you can do 1 inch, it's up to you. So I'm just going to be marking 1.5 inch apart on the shoulder. Okay, and I'll just connect this straight down. I don't know why most people get scared of doing the slash and the spread. I hear people complain and say, I don't want to do the slash and spread. So it's not really hard, okay? We're just going to be cutting this. And then we're going to be spreading it to get like a wider pattern. So this is my 1, my 2, this is my 3, and this is my 4. This is up, 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 and this is down, 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 down. So there's only 4 slash and spread the armhole because what the piece we need is on here, the shoulder, and that is enough for us, okay? So make sure you level your slash. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you level yours, okay? Now I'm going to cut. Now let's spread. I'm just going to bring a fresh pattern paper. I'm just going to mark up 2 inches and leave the line, and I'll use that to spread. That's going to be my guideline. So that 2 inches upward, like this edge here is equal. This is the pattern paper edge, so it's equal. I'm just going to mark 2 inches upwards, so that can help me spread my pattern. Okay, so this is 2 inches upwards. It's going to be the length that I will use to spread my pattern. Now I'm just going to bring the number 1. So this is the number 1, this is up and this is down. Yeah. So I'm going to place this on the length like this, and I'll spread by 1.5. So like so, I'm looking at the length. Length here is my guideline. So I'm just going to see when it comes to slashing and spread, you don't get scared. It's very easy. Once you have a guideline that you're using to spread, which on this case is the length, I can't use the shoulders because the shoulders are not equal, they're stupid. So I'm using the length because the length was equal, the waist length or where the top is stopping is equal. So that's what I'm using as my guideline. So I'm going to use that to spread this by 1.5 inch apart or 1 inch apart. It's up to you. So take this on the length. So yeah, you also take the shoulder. Ahead and indicate 1.5. So my place is just going to 1.5. Guys, my table is just more. This is 1.5. Now I don't know placing the next one, which is number 2. So I'm spreading according to numbers. That's why we indicated the number to be able to spread according to numbers. Okay. I'll do the same thing for 3. Mark 1.5. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here at the length. Mark 1.5. And I'll place number 3. Now you can try to spread yours to be wider than this one. You can try to spread yours to be wider than this. That's your choice. This is what I'm working with. I'm going to go ahead and cut, making sure that this is my standard line. That line is my list of my length. So what we're going to be doing on the fabric is doing we're going to be placing the shoulders. I feel like the shoulders are not aligned yet. This is it. Now let's go ahead and put this on the fabric. So fold your fabric into 2. Get your iron ready because you have to iron this. So yeah, iron your fabric first. Now, you guys need to pay very, very close attention to what I'm about to do here because we're going to be creating the facing of this. And before then, I'm going to be adjusting this because I feel like this V-neck is not too sharp. I want it to be very sharp. So I'm going to be adjusting it. I'm just going to like take a little bit of the V-neck. Okay, you can do this optional. Now, why I did not open up my V-neck too much is the fact that a lot of people on here tend to ask me questions about how can I get coverage, how can I get coverage, how can I get coverage. So that is why this particular top has coverage. Now we're going to be creating the facing for this top. And to create the facing, we have to overlap this on it like this. Did you see me? After putting your pattern on the folded fabric is folded into two. Now forget the edge, it does not matter where the edge is sitting. We're going to be cutting out the facing, and for that we're going to be lapping this on, because that's how it's going to sit when we are creating sewing the top. Okay, so I'm just going to overlap this on it like this. Okay, let's pin it first so it does not move, then you can overlap and then cut. I can overlap this. So this is a facing from the top. Now we need this to be separated, because let me just cut it down. Let me cut the down part first. So we need this to be separated because it's for two sides. So I'm just going to separate it. Now calculating what I have here as my facing, it's not going to be more than 3 inches. This is not going to be more than 3 inches. You see? This is 3 inches, and this is going to be for the facing. So I'm just going to make everything 3 inches by trimming. So everything is 3 inches. Now I'll overlap. Making sure that I can feel my pattern paper at this edge. So now, just going to cut. So I'll notch my facing, so I know where the neckline starts. I'm just going to notch on both fabrics. Okay, make a notch, and this is it. So we're going to be placing the shoulders now. You can decide to put your shoulder, you can decide to make it better. It's up to you, okay? For me, I would prefer to go around a stitch from here to here and gather it, and I'm just going to gather it to what I have on the back neckline. Okay, so I'll calculate what I have on the back neckline, and that's what I'll use to gather this together for it to create the effects that it is meant to create. This is practically the top. Okay, so let's calculate what to have on the back shoulder. Now this is my back shoulder. I'm just going to place my tape and calculate what I have from here to here. So I have 6.5. I have 6.5. So whatever I'll be gathering on the front, whatever I'll be doing on the front to gather it is going to be 6.5. So let's go to that. But before then, let's create the facing for the back. Okay, the back facing. So we're going to be cutting the facing for the back neckline. And to do this, just cut out a piece of fabric, fold it into 2. Make sure you have like equal edges, okay? You can use your iron to achieve this. Iron it out. And I'm just going to mark 2 inches upwards with my chalk. So this 2 inches line is where I'm going to be placing the neckline on. And make sure you have like a closed edge here because your back piece is closed at the center back. So place the neckline like this and pin. And then trim. Only trim the neckline. Then trim the side. You can trim the side or you can go ahead and mark 3 inches around this neckline. So let me just trim out the neckline. So what I'm going to do is take off this pin and I'm just going to mark 2 inches or 3 inches like this. So it's up to you. I'm going to be using 2 inches or 2.5. Okay, so this is 2.5 or 3 inches. It's up to 3 inches. I'll just use 3 inches. 3 inches. This chalk is it's not clear. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. So it looks like this. Please forgive me. I have a video for how to create facing. So in case what I'm doing here is not clear enough, chalk I'm using is not visible because the fabric is so shaky. So this is the facing for the back. Neckline. So we have this. Now we're just going to go to the wrong side and sew this, fold this into 1/2 inch sew, and then sew this to the neckline. Let's go do that. The first thing I'll be sewing is the facing, and I'm just going to be sewing on the wrong side, and I'm sewing the down part of the facing by 0.5 inch. So once we're done sewing from the wrong side, we're just gonna go ahead and attach this to the neckline, the back neckline, placing your facing right side, that's the right side of your facing fabric, to the right side of your back piece, and just sew on the neckline by 1/4 inch or 0.5 inch. So either 0.25 inch or 0.5 inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and notch so I can be able to iron this and everywhere will just lay really flat. This is what it looks like once I was done. I'm still gonna iron this and use hemming gun on it, but let's just go ahead and gather the stitch on the front piece. Okay, so grab your front piece. Remember, you have two parts of your front piece, one for the left hand side and one for the right hand side. When you are about to sew your stitch, make sure that this part where you have your facing should not be folded inside. Okay, do not stitch your gather stitch on it, because it's a facing. You don't need it to be gathered. And then just start sewing your gather stitch from your shoulder, that's your armhole side, to the notch that you have where your facing is indicated. What I'm trying to do is make sure that I have my thread that I'm going to use to gather this later. I just have it separated. I don't want it to tangle, or I don't want anything to happen to it, because I'm just going to use it to gather this fabric together. So yeah, let's go ahead and gather. Now, while gathering, make sure that you gather this to the width of the shoulder on the back piece. This is the front piece shoulder. This is where we created the slash and spread. So what we have on the shoulder is SS, and we need it to correspond with the back piece shoulder width. So whatever I'm doing right here, I'm just going to make sure that I do this and I gather to just the exact measurements I have on the back piece shoulder. Okay, so I'm just going to secure one side of the thread and leave the other side open so I can calculate. I want to measure this width and make sure that I have 6.5. That is what the back shoulder width is saying, so I have to confirm. So yeah, you can see I have 6.5. I'm going to reconfirm, because it's always very, very important that you confirm before you take the next step. So I'm going to reconfirm again, making sure I have, yes, 6.5. And now I'm going to sew this and put it in place. You can see this is the facing for my front piece. You can see that I didn't gather it, I didn't sew on it, I left it, right? So now I am going to secure everything. So while you're gathering, you shouldn't gather the facing. So now the next stage is for us to iron, and I'm going to start with the back piece. I am going to iron my back piece. I am going to iron the neck. Okay, why it is important you do this is, if you're using a facing like I am using right now, and you're not using a bias, because most people love to use bias for their neckline rather than facing. If you're using a bias, you have to press it flat before you start joining your back piece to your front piece. But then if you're using a facing like I am using right now, you will need to use hemming gum to hold down the facing to your top, or you can use thread and just hold some certain points. People do that. If you know how to use your needle and thread, you can use that. But if you don't know how to, just the next best thing is using a glue, a gum, whatever you want to use now to hold down your facing, just the same way I'm doing here, holding down the facing to the top. So every part of the facing, you're going to hold it down so everywhere lays really flat, and the right side of your top looks like this. See, clean. Now it is not obvious that anything was done on the neck, and that is the importance of using the facing. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did now, just iron my shoulder piece on my front. I'm going to iron them flat, and then I'll take the next step, which is joining the front to the back. This is my back, right? And this is the shoulder width, right? So remember when I was gathering, I told you make sure that you gather your shoulder on your front piece so that it matches your shoulder on your back piece. And this is it. See, placing one of the piece on the shoulder, this is it. Now I can sew by 1/2 inch. So you can see why it is important you calculate, you confirm, you measure, you do all the necessary steps so you don't miss it. So this is the other piece for the other side of my front, and the shoulder too matches the shoulder width on the back piece. And you can see that everything is gathered the facing is sitting properly, you know. And I'm just going to sew by 1/2 inch. But then on the side of my top, I'll be sewing that in by 1 inch on both sides. So I'll take this my sewing machine and sew this by 1 inch. So you guys, this is where I'm going to be stopping for this first part of the video. The second part is going to be creating the sleeves. And creating the sleeves require for me to create a pattern, slash and spread it to get the width, the wideness. You see how full that sleeve is, right? The pleated sleeves or gather sleeves. You see how full it is. So that's going to be on the part 2. So yeah, thank you for watching to this point. Let me know if you have any question. If you've gotten to this point and you're still confused on making the top, just engage me in the comment section and I'm just going to help you out. But this is what it looks like for the first part. Like once we're done joining the front and the back piece, this is what you should have. This is what I have. You can see the opening on the sleeves, very wide and exactly how I wanted it. So all I'll have to do now is create my pattern for the sleeves and attach. But I love this so much. Anyways, my amazing creatives, I'll be seeing you on the part 2. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. See you on the next video. Mwah. Bye.